Every year when the spring market rolls around, I get asked the same question by multiple people thinking about making a move. How do I buy a home subject to the sale of my current home? In this video, we're gonna go over exactly what you need to know in case you've been thinking about buying a new home subject to sale. We're gonna explain what that means as well as what you can look out for. As you can imagine, purchasing a home is sometimes a stressful situation, and everybody's situation is different. Perhaps you have young children, or you're trying to get into the same school catchment and you're trying to upsize or downsize. One thing that I get asked a lot, especially during the spring market, is how do I make an offer on a new home subject to selling my home? Now, we're gonna explain first what a subject to sale offer is. In a traditional offer that we see here in British Columbia, there's typically 5 main conditions and subjects that we see in the offer. The first would be condition to getting a mortgage approval. The second being a home inspection. The third being obtaining and approving a copy of the property disclosure statement. The fourth being obtaining and approving a copy of the title search. And last, many people want to obtain a quote for property insurance. Well, sometimes if you own a home, you are maybe interested in making an offer on that new home subject to the sale of your home. Or in other words, making the offer contingent on your home selling. Now, if you've been thinking about doing that, you should know these 3 things. First, when you're looking for a new home, it is incredibly hard to convince a seller to accept an offer subject to sale. You need to put yourself in the seller's situation. If they have a great home that's well priced and well kept, chances are there's going to be a lot of demand for that type of property. So many homeowners are not willing to accept an offer subject to sale. But if they are willing, it's generally one that has been for sale for a period of time. In my opinion, usually in excess of a month. Now, if that seller is willing to accept the offer, you need to know a few things. First, the discount or deal that you're going to get on that property is likely the fact that they're going to take your offer subject to sale, and unlikely that you're going to get a reduced amount of money off of the offered price. The second thing that you need to know is if a seller is willing to accept your offer subject to sale of your property, they're likely going to insert a 48-hour clause, or what we refer to in our industry as a bump clause. What that means is there will be a term inserted into the contract giving you, the purchaser, a certain amount of time to remove all of your conditions in the event that they get a more suitable offer. So a lot of people question this and they ask, why would that be? Well, think about that for a second and put yourself in the seller's shoes. If they're trying to sell their home and they're willing to accept your offer subject to sale, they want some sort of insurance so that if somebody comes along and wants to purchase their home without having to sell their home, that they're able to move on and do so. And that bump clause typically is 48 hours or 72 hours. They would require you to basically fulfill your obligations or move on so that they could sell the home to the next purchaser. Now, the last thing that you need to know with setting up a subject to sale is dates. When you sell your home, you have a certain period of dates that you've already agreed upon for completion and possession of your property. Now, when you're buying a home subject to sale, the dates may be uncertain and this could cost you down the road. For example, let's say you agreed to a July 31st date and the home that you currently own is only able to complete on, let's say, August 16th. You would incur a financial cost to bridge that gap from your local institution, and that can be fairly expensive. Now, I'm Joe Pratap. If you've been thinking about making an offer on a home with the subject to sale and you have any further questions, you can reach out to me anytime. The number is just below here. Drop a comment and hit that like button so that we can stay connected.